What's up, everybody? Welcome to Podcast Now Plus. I'm Alex, and in this video, I want to talk about the Prince of Persia Sands of Time remake yet again. And this game has gone through so much. I wish the best for the game, and I just want the game to actually release. But obviously, when it was first shown, it was met with a ton of criticism, including from myself. I think it looked not good at all. And there's parts of that appear here in this story. So this comes from Lance McDonald, who's a pretty good insider. Obviously, you don't have to believe him at all. If you want to, totally cool. It is a rumor, so take it with a grain of salt. But he had tweeted yesterday, and he said this was actually finished, went gold, went through Sony certification, and was uploaded to the PlayStation Network servers, where some people clever, I think he meant clever people, were able to preserve it and even decrypt it using their pre-order encryption keys. I wonder what the hell happened. So the confidence in kind of telling the story of how everything happened does make me believe that this actually did happen, and maybe even he has a code for it, or he was able to do so, and he's been able to do that with other games as well. So I kind of lean towards believing it, but that just adds on to again, I think the annoyance of this entire project, right? They announced it. So what seems to happen is they announced this game, and when they announced it, and then when they showed that the only trailer we have of it, that game was basically ready to go. That's what I believe that. Right now, I believe that, because from that point on, it has had like extra help from that studio, and then it was completely taken away from them and moved, I believe, to Ubisoft Montreal. That's continuing it. And the latest news we have of Prince of Persia, and this is kind of why people are talking about it, right, is that they're canceling pre-orders. Ubisoft is canceling pre-orders, but the game isn't canceled. It's just because there is no date. The date's far off. They're gonna give people their money back so that they're able to have it. So, which I think is a pretty solid. That's fine. Because ultimately we don't really know what's gonna happen with this game anyway. But I think that just further adds on that, yeah, when they showed that trailer a few years ago, game was ready to rock, and it could have been like a month later or that day or whatever. It was like on the store. It was ready to roll, and then people complained about it. But here's the thing. I fully stand, like I said in the beginning of this video, I stand by the people that were upset about it, because ultimately, if you're gonna do a remake of a game, it should be a remake. It should actually be, and it should be good. I mean, like, quality matters, right? And I don't think it looked like absolutely abysmal, but people had kind of pointed out in the Twitter thread to Lance that the game just at the time, other remakes were just doing it far better. And this was not going to be an acceptable thing to do. This was not an acceptable remake, because even at the time you already had. And really, to be honest, it's only gotten worse, because like maybe it peaked at certain times, like Shadow of Colossus, when that remake came out, that was a really, really big one. You look to like Final Fantasy VII, and these are a couple years old, but like remakes are not going away, and they continue. Silent Hill, Resident Evil, Dead Space, and they continue to get, I don't know if they necessarily get better, but they're holding a very, very high quality bar. And so the bar of Prince of Persia compared to, literally just any of the ones I listed off, Silent Hill 2 looks phenomenal, and Resident Evil, and Dead Space, and again, Final Fantasy, Shadow of the Colossus, all of these games that have looked and done really, really well. This game never held, at least what we saw. Now, of course, a trailer is not necessarily, fully what you're going to get from the game, but it's a good it should be a pretty good representation of what you're going to get from the game. So, it needed to happen. Like, it continues to add to, like, the story is crazy, and this game was crazy. It was a team that Ubisoft normally uses as like a support studio, and they let them do their, let them lead this project. And the rumor is they basically gave them no help, and the studio wasn't really ready to do it in the first place. So kind of the talent wasn't there, the support wasn't there for them, like so everything kind of just went wrong. So I wish the best for those people, and again, I wish the best for this game, but it kind of was screwed, from the very beginning. And yeah, when that trailer came out, it didn't look good at all. And so if the trailer came out and the game came out like 2 months later, like they were ready to do, not like a stealth release, but they were ready to do the trailer, and then the game releases like 3-4, which Ubisoft has done that, release the game 3-4 months later, that probably wouldn't have gone over well. Because like I said, I really do mean it. If you're going to do a remake, like you only get, ideally, you only get one Prince of Persia Sands of Time remake. You only get one of the base game, and then you only get one remake. I don't know who wants a remake of a remake. Maybe one day we'll get there in like 10 years, but that's where we're at. So if you're gonna do it, it needs to be high quality. So let me know what you guys think in the comments. Make sure you guys are subscribed, bell icon turned on so you know when all these videos go up, and I hope to see you all on the next one.